Well, hello, guys. Welcome back. Change of plans for Easter. I was going out Easter, but I will tell you what happened. I think Loki brought the truth out is what actually happened. But here's what happened. Yesterday, a friend called, and I missed her call. I called her back, and she'd been kind of like sick and on medication. I said, well, we can cancel Easter. It's no big problem. She says, well, I'm not cooking. I said, I still don't feel comfortable, but she insisted. I'm like, okay. And she says, well, the one thing we didn't get was pickled beets. And I'm like, man, because I only have like one jar left. And it's not like I won't share my food, but it's like, well, okay, this is a lesson in giving, right? So I said, I can give you my pickled beets. She says, well, what kind of beets do you have? And I'm like, wow, bakers can't be choosers. But I said, well, I have sliced beets in a can if she wanted to make her own, or I have pickled beets in a jar, which they honestly aren't the best pickled beets, but they're pickled beets, and I didn't tell her that. So she says she wants them. I says, well, when do you want them? And she didn't want them Friday because she didn't want bothered, or Thursday, whatever day this was, because she had something else she wanted to do, be available for friends. So she says, well, I'll be home all day Saturday. But we agreed I'd bring them up Easter. Well, I thought to myself, she was talking about making pickled eggs, like a holiday before. So I said, try to call her, because I got this really strong push to call her. And I think Loki was honestly trying to help. And she wasn't there, so I did some stuff, and I took him out for his burgers. He was burger crazy. Who do I see as I'm going to pick up my order, but her male companion, he goes, hey, gets my attention, points over to her. So I walk over to the car after I get my burgers. I say, hey, how are you? And she's fine. They, went out. And I said, I tried to call you to bring up the pickled beets. I thought maybe you want to make eggs for yourself. And she says, yeah. She's all excited. So I said, well, I'm going to go home and eat my lunch, my burger, but I will call you later, okay? Is that okay? She's like, yeah. She's all excited. I call up, and he rips my head off for calling. I says, well, is this, her house? And he's like, yeah. And I said, well, I was just seeing if you guys were home so I could bring up the pickled beets. He goes, what? And he's real mad. It's not like he's hard of hearing or anything. He was mad at me. And she gets on the phone and she's acting like she never heard of pickled beets. I'm like, what did I just say to you an hour ago? But I kept my temper even. I said, it's okay. I don't have to bring them up. You don't have to make these. I thought you wanted to make them. And she says, no, bring them up. I says, well, do you want me to bring them up or I don't have to? I can just bring them up tomorrow. It's fine. I don't want you making something special. And she says, no, bring them up. And I bring them up and she's like laying there like passed out. So I'm like, either she decided to take a nap even though she knew I was walking up or something. I'm like, well, I'm not going to bother them. She was up. She was just ignoring me. And he goes, yes. Really mad. Because he can talk in a really nice voice. The first couple of times I met him, he was perfectly fine. And I said, well, I just brought the beets up. I'll leave them on the table. She goes, well, you can come in and visit. And I said, no, that's okay. And I came home. And the whole way I was coming home, Loki knew. And I said, well, we're out of going up for Easter because I won't accept that treatment from people. And it's been brewing for a while because they're very, very Christian. And again, you guys know I don't care what religion you are. I'll love you anyhow. But they were kind of getting pissed off that I wasn't into Christian fellowship and I wasn't going to their church and everything. And it was getting clearer and clearer because everything they do, it's connected to their church. Like if they go on a day trip, it's through their church. If they do something else, it's through their church. I think they go to like 2 or 3 other churches. And everything is very Jesus-centric. And I'm like, fine, I don't have a problem with that, but I'm not going to your church just to be your friend. So, yeah, we're done with that. So they actually didn't like me because they figured out I'm not going to their church. And they were getting pissed off. And their patience was running out because apparently this whole time they've been trying to reel me into church. And Jesus is like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, hey, it's fine because he'll be like, I'm right here. Why are you going to church? I'm right here. You don't have to go to a building. I'm right here. But that's, that's my personal experience. Because she would keep pestering me. She would say, well, what do you do on Sunday? I said, oh, we have fellowship on line, which we do. But I've never mentioned being pagan because one, I'm like, it's none of your damn business. And two, they're Christian and I wouldn't want to hurt their feelings. And I wouldn't want them praying over me because, like the Christians, they come here are more open, but they are obviously not open people. They had a problem with thinking I was Catholic, let alone anything else. So I'm just not going to go up. And I'm not calling because I don't want to get in a fight. I can tell they're spoiling for a fight, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I won't come. You can call up. Probably they'll call up Easter and be real hurt. Why didn't you come up? They'll probably totally forget what they did, and I'll be like, nope, that's okay. I don't like conditional love. I don't like when you'll only be my friend if I'm going to your church, or you'll only like me or love me if the type of Christian you approve of. And like I said, these are the same people who made remarks about gay people and everything, so it was really strange. I never really minded anything they did and loved them anyhow, but I'm kind of like a fox. You'll go too far one day, and then you'll just never see me again. You'll just see the tip of my tail while I'm running away. And you probably won't be aware of it at the time, but then you'll never find me. And it was funny because I'd run into something about the fox personality of people that have fox totem, and they say, you're going to find a lot of times when you're going to suddenly and abruptly be on your own in your life, you'll think everything's going great, and then you'll just like find out you don't fit in, and you'll be like, why? And it's fox's nature. People are charmed with a fox for a while, and then the charm wears pretty thin because we won't fit in. Fox can adapt to a point, and will adapt to a point to make you happy, but we're not going to destroy ourselves just to make you happy. I'm not going to throw out Loki and all my pagan gods and being a witch just to make these people happy. Because if I made them happy, I would piss off the other two people I know because they're not the same kind of Christian and they all hate each other. Yeah, all these nice Christians hate each other. They do not like hearing about each other. There's some days I just give Jesus side eyes and I'm like, man, your people are strange. I can see Lokeans fighting because we are combative people, but your people are just strange. And he's like, I know. But again, that is nothing against you if you're a Christian. I know not all Christians act like that. It's just these particular Christians are strange. They're sad people. I wouldn't want to be like that. So we're going to have Easter, secular Easter on our own. We're going to get up late. I'll go see if they maybe are selling flowers because I've been smelling an Easter lily lately. If it's nice, we'll walk in the park, but we're going to get up late because I was like, I didn't want to go in the first place. I really didn't. I love people, but I really don't want bothered. And take that the right way. I can love you very deeply, but don't bother me. Like, around 4 or 5 in the afternoon would have been when I was ready, and she wanted me to do it at 2. And I'm like, it's about like 2 hours after I get up. And I'd already had my Easter plan to get up and have some donuts and coffee, like those little powdered donuts I'm addicted to because they're like crack. And just kind of meander over to the basket and just do some stuff. And so we'll actually be able to do that, and we'll finally get Buddy Christ tomorrow. I packed him away for Easter so we'd have something, because all the foxes were supposed to wait for Easter, and I'm glad they didn't, because when I came back and I was playing, I went into Guided Meditation VR, that's the title. And I'm just like going around, and I could feel Segan from the back, and I have her back here all the time, like, and I'm not feeling it now, but it was like she was pressing into me, like giving me a super soft cuddle. And I thought that must be the way I'm sitting, but it was like a super soft, warm cuddle that enveloped me. And I'm like, aw. And it made me feel better. And playing the VR made me feel better. And I made sure to calm down and talk to the gods. And Odin's like, I could take a war party. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. And Thor came and talked to me, and Loki. And I just made sure to take their counsel to make sure it wasn't me being like over dramatic and very easily hurt. And he's like, no, you've seen this coming. You've been unbelievably patient for you. Because usually the first couple things you do, I'm gone. I usually cannot get along with people for long, so I'm used to being off on my own. And for some reason, for a couple of years, I just tolerated these people behaving in a way I would certainly not tolerate online, but I just wanted to be nice because she seemed lonely. And Some people don't deserve you to be nice, and they're lonely for a reason. So, yeah, I might take you through the guided meditation, but I will warn you, we'll probably be hopping and bopping around, or maybe not. Maybe we'll do a combination, like travel through on the set thing, and some of me hopping and bopping, because there are some places they don't have like a travel through thing yet. So, yeah, we'll probably do that. Maybe I'll have it up for you for Easter. I don't know if we'll do like the vloggy thing of like the Easter basket, because technically there will be no basket, there will just be stuff set out. So yeah, and it's like the foxes are paying attention. The foxes have been here all day, like, what's the matter? What happened? And I talk to them. I tell them what's going on in my day. And it feels like I'm getting lovely Segan cuddles, so it's like the best thing in the world. So I had talked to Thor. You know, somebody asked me about Thor, and I talked to Thor, and I said, I bet you think it was a foolish investment, but it's been the best investment because it's been that emotional support. And I'm like, that's just something about human beings when I'm getting support from a fox. These people aren't doing it. But yeah, somebody asked about Thor. I don't think I have enough for a whole video because we have a very casual relationship, but he's like a big brother towards me. And I've done stuff about him before. There are Thor videos floating around. And he usually comes forward when I need advice, and when he sees I'm absolutely puzzled with people, because he's a god of the people, he's a god of the common people, of farmers and everything, but, you know, anyone, it doesn't mean, like, if you're, like, really fancy and everything, or whatever, he won't work with you. It just means that's, like, he was a god of the common people. He wasn't, like, a king's god or anything like that, like a ruler's god. And he's very down-to-earth and practical. If they showed rude hospitality like that, because he goes, when I left without visiting, he says, well, Loki actually said, he says, oh, you rejected hospitality. I said, that was not hospitality to be offered to visit like that. That was rude, because I was going out of my way. I had no intention to leave the house today. I was getting awesome fox cuddles and just wanted to rest up for tomorrow. I offered to be nice, and they bit my head off for it, so I'm like, I'm not going up. And Thor was like, well, you know, if that's the kind of host they are, if that's the kind of people they are, that they demand that you have their fellowship and everything. Basically, they can run their house however they want, but maybe it's not the wisest thing to have friends like that, because they're not good friends. If I would ever slip up and say anything about the gods, and I usually don't, because you learn not to, but if I would, or they would ever actually care enough to find out what the runes on the front door mean, I would be up a creek without a paddle, because I think the type of people they are, any kind of friendliness would wear thinner than a has, so I'm okay. And Thor's like, oh, this is good. Now we can do what we want, and we can have a feast tomorrow. Thor's all about the food and the fun and hanging out together. He couldn't care less. And to wrap it up, I've been having weird things lately. I've been having lights blow out again. And again, my electricity and my wiring is fine in this house. Half the one light that's like wrapped all around, half that light blew out. And then the complete lights, the Halloween lights I'd hung that were like new, those completely blew out. Like the bulbs all blew out. All of them. And I'm like, I just threw that string away. I'm not even going to bother getting those lights down or putting new lights up. I'm like, not right now. Maybe in the summer when I have nothing better to do, I'll like want a summer project, but not right now. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. And I'm okay. I'm not sad and hurt. I would have been really devastated at one time, been crying. I was like, why should I cry? So I went into VR, and I went into the like Manhattan apartment you have. And I went up in the sky, and I went and I sat on a roof, and I sat in the ventilation and let the steam hit me for a while. And then I went and I toured the jungle for a while, and I was pretty good. And then I was like, you know what? We'll celebrate. So I went up and got a Coke and donuts. And what was the third thing I got? Oh yeah, half for my coffee. So we'll indulge tomorrow, and we'll just have fun, and we'll have a relaxed day. And if they call and they're like, where are you? I'm not gonna lie. Usually I used to lie and say, oh, I didn't feel good or something. I'll just say, I got the impression you really You really don't like me. You didn't want me to come up. I really don't want to fight. That's why sometimes I will lie to people. I like to avoid confrontations because I had enough of it growing up. But I could also just not answer the phone too. I mean, I don't see any logical way for me to win this battle. And they say, Fox, you should go more with your heart than logic anyhow. So my heart's telling me there's no way I can win this battle. I can either try to keep faking and get along with these people or realize the only reason they like me is they thought they were going to rope me in. And they're not going to really like me. It's like people that get a fox for a pet because they think it's going to be like all the YouTube clips they saw, and then when the fox is doing fox things, like ripping up their house and pooping and peeing and yowling at 2 in the morning, they don't like the fox, but that's what you get. You get the whole fox. You just don't get the things you like about people. You get all of them. So, will be cool. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. If we don't see you tomorrow, do have a happy Easter if you celebrate. You know, I celebrate in a secular sense, but it was always secular in our house. The Easter basket never had anything to do with Jesus. It had Easter bunny and everything else. Maybe we'll find, like, Willy Wonka and watch that. But we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.